Good morning, sir. Please state your full name and street address for the record.
Yeah, Richard W. Thompson. I'm the owner of 2050 South Hibiscus Drive, Keystone Point, North Miami, Florida.
We're here on a matter regarding a boat on property
Yes, sir.
that needs to be removed. I'm going to first ask the city to present the case against you.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. Property address for this violation, 2050 South Hibiscus Drive. This case was originally opened October 1st, 2018, whereas I sent the property owner several notices regarding the boat that's located on the side of the property, advised him that he needed to obtain at that time, an administrative variance. Now they're stating it's just a variance for the boat. Did not hear anything from the property owner until possibly earlier this year, whereas he did not understand why he needed a variance, stating that due to the location of it, he thought that he was into compliance. Of course, I educated him, again, reiterated that he needed the variance. As of today, no application has been submitted to the city, and as of last week, Wednesday, the boat still remained at the property when I did the final inspection on May 8th. I'll let the property owner explain why a variance hasn't been obtained and why the boat still remains at the property. But
Before the property owner explains, sir, and you're going to have an opportunity to defend against the charges by the city, but I'd like the city attorney to explain the legal issue involving boats in residential areas and what the city's code says with regards to obtaining either a variance or an administrative variance. I'd like to hear from the city attorney. We're not here to discuss anything other than is the property in compliance with the city code. So let me hear from the city attorney.
Judge, it just either needs to be removed or he can apply for a variance, which will allow him to have the boat on the property, and he would have to go to CP&D for that.
What is that?
Community Planning and Development,
Planning and zoning.
pretty much.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, what is
Thompson,
your position?
sir.
Thompson,
Johnson
sorry.
was the maiden name of
Yeah.
my stepmother.
Okay, well, we
I
don't
don't
want
know why they keep wanting to call me Johnson.
We don't want to call you
I'll tell you
something
what,
else.
your magistrate.
Magistrate.
If I have tried 100 times to 1,000 times to try and get a variance, I get different answers. I get people hiding. This lady here had a lady call me from the planning.
Let's not get into ladies and
Okay.
personalities and theatrics.
Well, she did.
Okay.
It's not theatrics. It's the
Okay.
truth.
All right.
No one answers
Lower
the phone.
lower your voice, okay?
Okay,
This
no
is,
one
this is
answers
not a
the phone.
political speech, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Nobody answers the phone. The code itself explains an abutment to the street. Abutment, as Webster's agrees that this is a definition of abutment. Abutment, and this is what they were intending when they came up with this compliance, this code, which is something against which another thing rests. Okay, I brought evidence of not many, maybe 25 boats in North Miami that have never seen this code enforcement lady.
We're here about
or
your
anyone
case,
else.
not somebody else's case.
Well, I'm just telling you,
Okay.
they don't have a case.
Well,
They
tell
don't.
me-
They don't have a.
t-
They
t-
don't.
tell
they're
me,
not.
tell me why they don't have a case.
They don't have a case because no one bothers them about their boats on their property. They're paying high taxes on. The one boat, the one area. I don't have a boat description either. There's no boat description that she's trying to tell me. What boat description are you talking about?
Do you have
ma'am?
a photograph of the boat?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Show it to Mr. Thompson first before you show it to me.
What boat are we talking about? This boat. Okay.
Is that your boat?
That boat's been there for 37 years, sir.
It's your boat?
It's my boat and it's for sale. So is the house.
Okay, just wanted to know if it's
It's
your
been
boat.
there for 37 years without requiring anything. In fact, that's where I was designated to park that boat 37 years ago, Your Honor. 37 years, that's a long time. 37 years that boat's been there, a different boat's been there in its place. And that's a designated area that I was given when you first got code compliance together, which was many, many years after that boat was there. That's a 23-foot chaparral. It usually goes back and forth 2,000 miles north to Ludington, Michigan, where I own and manage
Okay,
and
we
take
don't-
care
we don't
of.
need- We don't need to hear
Well, Thompson
ancillary-
Marina. I'm a
Yeah,
marina
don't-
man.
I know, and I
That's who
appreciate
I
that.
am.
But we're not gonna get
I've
into
tried.
we're not gonna get into
Okay.
irrelevant discussions
The
about.
relevance of it is that I tried to get a variance. I tried to see how much a permit costs. I've been at it for at least a month and a half, 2 months, and there's no compliance with the city government here.
Okay.
They wouldn't give me.
Why
And
would-
yesterday I finally talked to a lady that said that it would be $329 and they would have to schedule it. That's how much it would cost for this boat, which has already been designated to be there. I've got pictures of the city of Miami here, people allowed to put
I
boats
don't
on their
care about the city
driveways
of
even.
Miami or any other city. I
Well,
care about
I'm in
the
the pro-
code here.
Okay, sir. I'm
Okay.
in the process of selling the house and never returning to North Miami ever again in my life, or any of my family, or any of my
That's-
children,
that's
or anything
your-
else
that's
ever.
up to you.
It's a very
Yeah.
sour taste in our mouth
Yeah.
for a city that does not have a beach with lifeguards on it or food on it. So, and there's no gas anymore. They just yanked it out a month ago.
Okay.
So there's no safe boating here anyhow. It's a joke.
Ms. Sanders, has he made any effort, has the property owner made any efforts to seek an administrative variance or a variance to be able to keep the boat exactly where he's had it for the last 37 years?
What I'm comfortable with saying is, as of last week, when I last inspected the property on the 18th, the boat was still present at the property and there was no variance on file. No application has been submitted to the city
Have you submitted
last
an
week or
application to the
today.
city?
I didn't even know how to do one, and it was until yesterday that I spoke to Amanda Marie at the Planning and Development part of city government here in North Miami, and she told me how much the amount was, and I'm going over there now to get an inspection set up for the boat so that they can inspect it and to go ahead and get the permit that's needed, and then I'm moving.
That's fine.
I'm leaving.
I
So
don't.
I'll take
I
care
don't-
of it for the next guy.
I don't make the code. I
Yeah.
don't enforce the code.
I know.
I'm being presented
Sure.
with a situation where the city requires you to
Right.
have a variance to have your boat there.
Okay, well, I've tried, sir,
Okay.
for way before all this time, and I think they do know it because a lot of times I've had days where no one answers at the city manager's office, the city mayor's office, code compliance, planning and zoning. The only people I ever really get a hold of are the building permit people, where a neighbor tried to steal my fence, and I've got all the documents now that he can't claim it's his.
All right.
So I'm willing to go there right now and set it up and get this thing going and be done with it. And I'm sure within days, because I talked to my real estate guy who I was sent another code enforcement violation that
We're
my
here
real
about-
estate sign
we're-
wasn't
we're-
right,
we're-
but it
we're
was.
We're here about the boat,
Okay.
okay?
That's fine.
You-
Now,
you-
I've come to your court here 4 times, and this has been postponed. They've been given continuances about 4 times, and then I got one in the mail on the 22nd that told me to come to court today on this.
You were fined, you were found guilty on April the 5th.
Was it the 3rd or the 5th, Your
And
Honor?
according to my record
Wow.
here, it's May 5th. And you were given an abatement date of May 8th. was last
Which
week.
I tried to comply with.
Okay. So.
Absolutely.
What I'm gonna do, based on your good faith testimony, that you're gonna take care of it
Sure.
right now.
No problem.
I'm gonna table this for 30 days.
Okay?
And whether you're gonna sell or not sell.
Oh, I'm
or
selling it right
whatever-
now.
Whatever you decide to do, that
Yeah.
boat needs to be legalized.
That's fine. The boat's gonna be gone, sir, one way or the other.
Okay.
Sold, gone, or legalized
Okay.
by having a permit for a boat that's been there 37 years.
understand.
Designated area where it should be parked, and that's where it's been parked.
Because,
So,
because it's only been about a month and a half since you
well,
were
I
found
never,
guilty.
I never knew what boat they were talking
Okay,
about,
now
Your
you do.
Honor.
Now you do.
I know. I got a rowboat as well.
Yeah, that's not being
And
cited.
now when I pay for this permit, that's forever, or that's 1 year, or how long does that last?
I don't know. That's up to the code
We
people.
don't know.
That's not my job. I don't work for the city.
Wow.
Normally, when you get a variance, it's forever, but
I hope so.
I'm not.
And I would
familiar.
recommend when he's saying he's going to go and speak to Amanda today, when
Sure.
he leaves here, he can direct those questions to her. She can let him know, and that includes all the boats that he has there. The rowboat and the boat that's in this picture needs a variance.
Was he cited for both?
It says boats. It
Both.
says boat
Okay.
at the property.
Okay.
Yes.
So
They're not
you-
abutting the street, though, so
Yeah.
I think they've lost what it was intended for. It was intended not to have people park boats on their swale or touching or in the front of the house. That's what I think the code was intended to be, to keep people from doing that. But they've dragged it into this. And then all the neighbors that have never seen her or had a problem, they've got boats where they live on a corner home, and that is abutting in the street. And so I guess they need a permit, but when there's no fuel at Hollover, and there is no more boats that are rescuing boats, no more towboats here in the city of Miami, then boating becomes a dangerous item. When we have boats, when we have a hurricane, the neighbor's boat, he anchored the boat in the middle of the canal, so we couldn't get our boats out in an emergency.
We're not here
and
to
no, I know
solve-
it,
we're
but
not
no,
here
I'm
to
just
solve
telling
all
you,
those
we're
problems.
approaching hurricane season.
Yeah, we're not here to solve
No,
every problem
nobody
in the
knew
world.
anything about that law, and that's something you get when you get a captain's license or you take a boater safety course, which I took when I was 13. So
Good.
there you go. Absolutely.
All right, sir, please do
You got
what
it.
needs to be done.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully in 30
Fine.
days, it'll be
Fine.
resolved one way or the other.
Oh, it will.
Okay,
It will.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much.
Hope you stay in the city, though.
Never. I've got too many great places to go where people are fishing, playing golf tournaments, enjoying life, and working hard.
Great. You
Playing hard, working hard.
I'm
Little
sure-
music, too.
I'm sure you deserve it.
Absolutely. I've had enough of a rough life. I don't know
care.
why.
Enjoy.
The next three items are 65, 66, and 67 for RUDG LHHA Bell House LLC. John Dorville is the officer on all three cases. Case number MHVIO 2017-00922, 00924, and 00925. The fine was set at $250. The abatement date was June 5th of 2018.
I don't think she's here.
Yes, he's here.
This is, which code officer is going to present?
John Dorville.
John Dorville.
Okay. Ma'am, can you please state your full name and street address for the record?
Good morning, Magistrate. Geraldine Cornbury, I'm the property manager for URDG Bell House, 13925 Northeast 6th Avenue, North Miami,
Spell
Florida.
your last name.
GOIMBERT.
And you're the property manager.
Yes, sir.
Do you contest the violations?
No, we're working on them.
Good. Save
if I
us some
may.
time.
If I may, the only pending, I don't know if you stopped by, the only thing pending with the violation is the pavement for the floors and the numbers and the mesh for the building. Unfortunately, Mother Nature hasn't been nice to me lately. She's
It's been raining.
she's a woman, I'm a woman. Every time the guy come out, it's either the night before it rained and they can't do it, or in the morning it rained, they can't do it. So we predicting by next week, Monday, because they were out there this morning, I think they have to remark where they have to do the pavement. But everything else been done, from the windows, the painting of the building. The only thing is left is to put up the number and the mesh in the parking. That's it.
How much time do you need for that?
About 30 days, just to say 30 days, but it should be done before that because the contract is there, everybody has their money, and we just waiting for Mother Nature to stop playing.
This was tabled back in April 18th.
Yes, I think so.
There was one violation, though. Something about the soffit mesh at
Yes,
the south end where you were found guilty and you must abate by June. That was back in 18. That was a year ago.
the mesh is there, but again, like I tell you, when we painted the building, if you look, they took it, all the part that was burnt down, and they put the fiber up, and they put the shear thing up, but when it's, yeah. They took it down, but then the rain, it moisture, and they gotta go back in there, so we're just praying, we're playing by faith right now, just to put it up. I don't know.
What is the city's recommendation?
Obviously, John Dorval City North Miami Code Compliance Office, magistrate informed of the issues referencing the mesh. That's been over a year, so I believe we should just ratify the fines and let it go forward. And once again, they'll, as you've been suggesting other cases, that they'll have to, search that mitigation process out with the city manager. In reference to the other two cases.
That's item 65, right? And that's the,
MHV,
that's a soffit mesh.
correct.
Why don't we take them one at a time?
Yes, sir. The picture of the mesh is right in front of you. This was opened by former court officer Rahima Golden. I did the actual posting and reviewed the items to be addressed.
Okay.
So the one we're speaking about is MHVIO 2017-00922. Was opened in 2017 for the
Right.
mesh.
Okay, so as
Not
to.
just the mesh, it was quite a few,
Well, I'm just talking about
findings.
that specific item.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that, we're gonna take it one item at a time because
Okay.
some may or may not be more serious than
Okay.
others. So, with relation to 2017-00922, based on the testimony of the city's code compliance officer, the photograph, and other evidence presented, indicating that the property has been out of compliance since June 5, 2018, when the prior magistrate adjudicated the case and imposed a fine of $250. I hereby ratify the fines imposed, accrued to date, and assess costs in favor of the city as to that violation. Let me hear the next one.
The next one we'll be discussing is MHVIO 2017-00925. This one is in reference to the parking garage. Obviously, there's no, the parking blocks and stripes. I have a picture. Speaks for itself in reference to that.
Yeah, I was there this morning. I know, I was there this morning.
Is that a photograph of your property?
Yes, it is.
Accurately depicts the condition of the
Right.
property when the
Right.
photograph was taken?
Right.
Is it the bumper?
It's
The
the
stri-
blocks and the stripes. So there are
Yeah.
no, obviously you can see in the picture, there are no stripes or they're faded. And in that picture is basically a representation of most of the blocks. It haven't been painted in a very long time.
What kind of property is this?
This is a rental property.
Okay.
It's a commercial property.
That doesn't really take a lot of time or
n-
cost or
Your
effort.
Honor, believe me, we have NSP funding from the city invested in this, so we're doing our best. Again, we have the permits out. It's the contractor. When it rains, he comes out like the day before we schedule. We put notices on the doors. Nobody can park. It rains. We can't do the pavement. As far as the mesh is concerned, again, before it was like this, it was actually covered. They came, they took it down, they put the fiber in it. It started to rain. Then he set the appointment for another week it rained. So at this point, I'm gonna tell him just to cover it up just so we can cure the situation, but,
Well, we're not talking about the mesh right now. We're talking about
the
the
parking?
striping. The
Okay.
striping. And I don't understand why it's been,
well, we waited until we
over
put-
a year.
we
to
waited till
stripe
we
it.
finished paint the building. We waited until we finished seal, because it was not just one violation, it was a occurrence of violation all at once. If you look at it, so what we did was we waited till we did the roof, the painting and everything, and then we were gonna do the parking. It's a various of violations that was all together. It's just been, Roland was taking them off as they were happening. If you look back from the original violation, it was like 17 violations in that one package, and we just kind of scoped it down, and the last thing to do was the parking.
The striping,
Yeah.
okay. What's your recommendation?
Adjudication and provide them 30 days.
Okay. They've been found guilty already, and the fines have been set of $250. So my only option is either to table it for 30 days or ratify the fines. Which do you prefer?
I mean, I would prefer that what I would like for, at this point, obviously I'm second on this case, I would probably say to table it for 30 days. We're gonna give them
Let's
the
table it
final
for
30
30
days.
days, since
Okay.
you've done a lot of work already, but understand that it's been a long time, and
Your Magistrate, I
Uh,
truly understand,
okay.
and I thank the court all the time like, when I come here that you guys bear with us, but we are doing it as
I
the
know,
contractors-
but striping is not a big deal.
No, striping is not a big deal. Like I told you, that we scared. Like if you go on the property, when you drop the notice off, we had notices up. No one is allowed to park that day. But then in the morning it rained, and then he gets there. He said he's not
All
gonna
right.
stripe the building.
All right, so 30, table it for 30 days,
All right.
come back and
It'll
tell
be
us where
done.
we are,
It'll be
please.
done.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
There's one more case on that?
One more.
MHVIO 2017-00924. This is in reference to the building numbers. The building has been
As of
painted.
this morning, it's up.
They're up?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, table it.
Table it, and then the code officer will confirm that the numbers are up.
All right. Thank
Okay, thank
you.
you.
You can stop by there 'cause I left them over there doing it. Thank you.
The next item is item 37, Jean-Claude Paul. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number CEFAW 2019-00030, item 37. The fine set was $250. The abatement date was May 8th.
Sir, please state your full name and address for the record.
My name is Jean-Claude Paul. My address is 315 Northwest 127th Street, North Miami 33168.
Are you the owner of the property?
Yes, I am the owner, please.
Do you contest the violation? Do you disagree about the violation?
I'm not disagree. I'm agree with it.
You agree that there's a violation?
Yes.
And
I'm
this has
agree.
been previously adjudicated by the special magistrate?
Yes.
Let me find that. You were found guilty and on April 18th, and you were given until May 8th in order to correct the violation. And so tell me why you haven't corrected it.
The problem is when I receive the paper, the court notice, I'm trying to come to the court to see what I have to do to get a permit. When I come in, and then they told me I need a survey, to survey for the permit. And then I was looking for the survey. I couldn't find it anyway. And I come in another time to the city. They told me they have to find an architect to do the plan for me, the survey for me. And then while I've been looking for it all over the place, I finally found it. I come to the city, and then I got a permit now number to do it. I'm gonna ask if you can give me now a frame time if I can do it. I will call Mr. Jose to see if I can help me. See, since I'm already have a court order, I have to come here, and then they're gonna work with me for the date. Now, I don't know how long the permit gonna take for me to start working on that thing, But only one thing I
What,
need
what is that paper that you're holding in front
is
of you?
the permit number.
Show it to the code officer.
That's the permit number I have. Now, just I need the time now when I got the permit to start working on the fence.
Well, the permit number is not a permit.
It's a permit, but the
This
first
is-
time it was hard for me to find on the survey. I have to pay someone to do it for me. It take a time. Now I got it, the survey, I got everything. I just put a
So
poly paper.
the city requires you to have a survey in order to get a permit to put up a fence,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And so you've got the survey. What's,
got the
what's
survey.
the date? What's the date on the survey?
The survey, I got it. I found it in my house because it was unable to find it. I found it in my house. I'm gonna pay someone to do it. But while I was looking for it, I found it. Now I bring it to the city. Now they're giving a permit number. Now I'm gonna start working. I'm gonna start working on the fence because I'm waiting only for the permit to start working on that
All
job.
right, let me hear from the city.
If I may, this only says it's a permit application. It hasn't been approved or anything like that. It also says that he applied for it on May 13th, 2019. I want to bring that into attention.
Right.
I'm going to pass that up now. And I will bring up that this has been open since February. Not only has it been open since February, but there is a dog in the rear of the property that has been escaping due to the circumstances of the fence. And they have been issued a citation as well with the animal control officer. So let me pass up this.
Yeah, can you also pass up some pictures of the fence? Let me see the survey also. Thank you. Is your plan to replace this fence or to fix the fence?
There was a wood. I'm gonna put on the fence irons and steel because this is I'm gonna lose my money. When I do it, I'm gonna lose my money. I don't want to do it over. I'm just gonna do one big job. I'm gonna do it with by the
Yeah,
fancy
but
fence.
I'm not hearing an answer to my question. Is it a repair job or is it to demolish the fence and build a new one?
Yeah, I'm gonna demolish it to do a new one.
Okay. Wood?
No, not wood. It'll be a fence.
I guess you waited until the last minute to bring this to the building department. That was 2 days ago.
Correct.
Yes, I come over there for 3 times before I got a chance to